Shon-Jhon. In fact, I should probably start saying that the other way. I should probably start saying that my AKA is actually my name because most people know me as Shon-Jhon. So I'm doing this live. So if you have a question or comment, drop it. If you want to drop your city and state where you guys are watching from, please do so. If I see it, I'll read it out, shout you out. And if you like what you're hearing, smash the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. Let me give some value and pour more and more value into you day after day. Teach you how to make money without always having to go to work. Because what I know and that you might not know, might not be aware of, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Your job is not safe. They don't like you that much. Don't get upset. They don't like me that much either, right? So I'm going to teach you the difference between having a struggle lifestyle and a freedom lifestyle. Now, I always say you can live the life that you want to live, or you can live the life that you have to live. Me personally, I recommend that you live the life that you want to live. Do the things that you want to do. Have the lifestyle that you want to have the freedoms that you enjoy. And it's very hard to do that if you go through life selling your time for money. Now, it's not a bad thing to sell your time for money on a job. It's not the worst thing. I just want you to understand that your job's not safe. They're probably going to fire you before they retire you. And what I want you to know is right now, while you have the time, have the energy, have the money, start thinking about how do I make money when I'm not at work? What can I do on the side in my free time, in my spare time, where I can make money, whether business, side hustle, whatever you want to call it. Your homework assignment is to learn to make money without having to go to work. Just in case something happens with your job, you lose your paycheck, you don't end up like me. I was homeless when this happened to me because there were some things I focused on that messed me up and nobody told me any better. And so I don't want you guys to fall into the situation I was in. So I'm going to do a short video. It's going to be powerful. If you love it, if it's making sense to you, if it's changing, if it's working on you and changing the way you think about finances, smash the thumbs up. Again, let me know in the comments where you guys are watching from. I'm always curious. And if you want to get the free invite to the live training that's going on tonight, I don't know when you're watching this, but today is Thursday, the 21st of March. At 7 p.m. tonight, Texas time, I'm going to be doing a live training where I'm going to teach you how to start your own middleman business the same way I do. All I do is a middleman business. I'm home. I'm wherever I want to be, whatever I want to do. I'll go see a movie. I'll do whatever I want to do because as long as I have my phone, I'm at work. And it's really not work because it's not that hard, but I just want to let you guys know that you don't always have to go to work to make money. I'm not telling you quit your job. I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to lie to you. I have a family and I have integrity. So I'm not just going to get on here and fluff you and say, quit your job, start a business, make $1 million. Don't do that. That's stupid. They're fluffing you. They're lying to you. I'm not that guy. So I always say, look, if you want to be a millionaire overnight, go to the other channel. If you want to get lied to, go to another channel. If you want somebody to tell you it's easy, you don't have to do anything, and you make all this money, this is not your channel. But if you're willing to do just a little bit of work, it's not going to be hard. If you're willing to spend a little bit of time, invest a little bit of money, right? A little bit of energy, and say, Sean, look, if you've been doing it since 2020 and it works for you, brother, and it set you free, all I'm asking is you teach me how to do it and let me put myself in a position where my money looks good, my family looks good, because you got to understand, and I think about this all the time. If I die today, what does my family finances look like when I'm gone? You can't pass your job down. You can't pass your credit score down. What is your family's finances going to look like when you're gone? If today was your day, and it was checkout time, this is the last day of your life, would you be satisfied with your family's financial situation, or would you die with regret? Would you die with regret and saying, man, I should have done something while I had the chance? Well, that would be a horrible, now that I think about it, that would be a horrible, horrible day, a horrible, horrible dream, horrible way to go out. So even more so, that's why this video is that important. Because the reality is you don't have to go through that right now. You can do something now. So when you do leave, because we don't control our time, we don't know. But when we do leave, we're going to look and say, you know what? My family's in a good position because of what I was able to do. Your company's going to replace you, send you home. I saw a video the other day. A lady was saving up her 401k, all of her sick time, all of her extra time, working overtime, working her butt off. She was in her early 40s, passed away. The guy was like, you know what they did a week later? Took all of her stuff off the desk. All the flowers were gone. All the pictures were gone. All the we miss you cards were gone. All the calls to the family stopped. All the text stopped. And the company moved on. They hired someone else, gave them that desk, and moved on like it never happened. I'm just telling you, that's the reality. It's sad. I know it's tough, but that's the reality. It's going to happen that way to you. And if I had a 9-to-5, it would happen to me. See, I'm not naive. I'm not going to lie to myself. Be like, no, they would never do that. They love me too much. No, they don't love me. They don't love you either. Right? So you're a liability to the business. If I had a job, I'm a liability to the business. Well, Shon, no, I'm not. I'm an asset to the business. They tell me all the time. Sure they do. Because they need you to produce while you're there. But you're a liability. You know why? Because you affect the bottom line negatively. You're an expense to the company. The company pays you. That means money leaves the company, goes into your account. Cash flowing away from something makes that something a liability. You live in a house, you pay a mortgage. When the mortgage is due, money comes out of your account, goes to the lender. Your house is a liability. If this is making sense, guys, let me know in the comments. Smash the thumbs up. I hope you track and share this because I'm only going to be on just a few minutes, but I promise I'm going to change your life. You ready? I wish they'd let me teach this in college. I don't know much about college. I didn't go. But if they did, I'd change people's lives. People would probably drop out of college if they heard what I had to say. All right, let me talk to you. So struggle life, freedom life. I'm just going to give you a few examples of what the struggle life looks like and what the freedom life looks like. First thing I want you to know is the struggle life is the 90%. Please don't be the 90%. Then you go over to the freedom life, 10%. Be the 10%. These people are living the life that they have to live. And these people are living the life that they want to live. And I can go on and on. These people are living a stress life, their less life, their mess life, right? And these people are living their best life, their blessed life, the rest of their life. Make sense? I hope you're tracking. If you ain't tracking, you're lacking. Let's dive into it. So I got a couple points. A lot of times I just go with it because I got all this information in my head, and I hope to give this all to you so you guys can process it and just smash this stuff out the park. Because whenever I first started doing my own business, I had no idea what I was doing, and I still was okay. I still made money. Even today, we're doing better. Even today, my wife is not working. Somebody said, hi, is that Don Fresh? What's up? Cool name for YouTube, by the way. And where you're watching from, Don, guys, let me know where you're watching from. That's cool. And if you have a question or comment, drop it. I'll try to get to it if I see it. But I started my business in 2020. And here we are today. My wife doesn't work. She's semi-retired. And I told you, I'm not going to lie to you and be honest. And what that means is, first of all, my wife was making $100,000 a year here in Dallas as a dental hygienist. So in order for me to replace her income, I had to make at least $1,000, $100,000 with my job. And so my company was able to do that. So we replaced her income. Honey, come home. I married you to spend time with me, not to marry that job, right? I'm not going to let this company work my wife until she's 65. She's not. And send her back to me beaten up, worn out, and waiting to die. Ain't happening. So I knew I had to do something away from my job to create freedom so I could have my family back, right? I could have my wife back with me. When you get in a relationship or you marry your spouse, you want them to be with you. You don't want them to marry their jobs and you get them part-time, right? That's why I always tell you, treat your job and your paycheck like a side piece, because that's what they do to you. They use you and then they give you back. So I know this is probably not traditional or conventional, but listen, you've got to treat your paycheck like a side piece. Your job treats you like a side piece, right? Only when it's convenient do they hit you up, right? They only take you out late at night because they don't want to always be seen with you. It's got to be private, right? And they use you, get whatever they need out of you, and then they give you back. So your job uses you, right? They flirt with you. Hey, we're hiring. We pay this much money. That's the flirting process. Then they bring you in and they date you. Yeah, we got such and such. We want to recognize John. John's been killing it for the business. John is an awesome manager in this department. They date John, and then John go, oh, they love me that much? Well, if you like me that much, put a ring on it, right? And so John marries the job. And here's what the marriage looks like when you're with a company. The marriage looks like they come in and they say, hey, John, we'd like to promote you. Yeah, from where you are to office manager. Would that work for you? Yeah, yeah. And we want to pay you just a little bit more. Is that okay? Yeah, yeah. And so look here, John, listen. See out there, that parking space next to that tree where that shade is, because it gets hot in the summer. That's your spot. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You like that, John? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, but John, we need a commitment from you. All right, we're going to put this ring on your finger, and that's the ring, those perks. And then they say, John, what do you say? And John says, wait, so you're going to give me a pay raise? You're going to give me a 401k? You're going to retire me? Okay, I get my own desk, my own office, and I'm the floor manager. I do. See, and there's a proposal. And then John says, I do. And now John's married to the job for 40 years. And then John wakes up, he's 65. And then John goes, wait a minute. Wait. There's so many things that I wish I could go back and do, but I can't do because I'm tired now. I'm beat up now. I'm worn down now. And you're telling me that my retirement is not going to be what you said it was? You're bankrupt. You don't have the money. Company's out of business. You can't take care of it. Okay. And I gave you 40 years ago, I committed to you and I married you. And you're telling me you've been cheating on me? You've been looking for someone to replace me? You've been out flirting. We're still hiring, dating around. You brought in some chick or some guy named AI who took my job. You brought in somebody named System and Processes who replaced me. You brought in somebody from the Philippines or any other foreign country who's willing to work for less, put out more than me, and you let me go. You broke up with me. What happened to the vows? What happened to I love you? I'm committed to you. What happened to we're in this thing for the long run? Right? So you made the mistake of thinking, yes, you made the mistake of thinking that job was going to be there, not realizing that you could go to sleep tonight, wake up in the morning tomorrow with a letter in your email saying, do not come to work today. And you're out of work, you're unemployed, and every bill that you have is paid for by that paycheck, and you don't have any other way to take care of yourself. And now not only is your life disrupted, if you have family, their lives are disrupted. Now, I'm not fussing at you. I'm just telling you ahead of time. I'm warning you. This is what happened to me. Not only was I in a bad financial position, but the worst part was not even that I was homeless and I lost everything. The worst part is I couldn't provide for those I loved. My kids could not call me for 3 months in Louisiana. 3 months to ask for anything because I had nothing to give them, nothing to offer them. I was sleeping in my truck for 2 months. The third month, the police took the truck, towed it away because I had no insurance, no papers, no anything. I had no money. Towed it away with all of my clothes, what little clothes I had, in the back of the truck. You ever come across somebody's vehicle and you look in it, you just happen to glance and you go right away, they're living in their vehicles. I can spot a family living in their vehicle from a mile away. I know just what it looks like. And it happened to me. And all I'm trying to tell you is, please don't go down the road I've been down. I'm telling you the fire's hot. I'm telling you the bridge is out. I'm telling you it's not safe. I'm that guy, some random guy on YouTube yelling from the top of the hills, and everybody in the village says I'm crazy. Everybody in the village says I'm out of my mind. Don't listen to that guy. He's off his rocker. Something's wrong with him. Yeah, he checked out mentally. He can't get right. And I'm the only voice on here saying, I'm telling you, hard times are coming. Don't let them lie to you. Everything costs too much. The average person cannot survive now. If you're making $60,000 or less, you know I'm telling the truth. If you are making $80,000 or less, you might be living in the ghetto today. I'm telling you, it's rough out there, but you got a choice. You don't have to live. I'm preaching better than y'all are, amen. And I didn't even come here to preach, but I felt it in my spirit, so somebody's getting a sermon. But you guys, you have the opportunity today, not tomorrow, because that's not promised to you. You have the opportunity today to say, that's enough. I'm not just going to rely on my paycheck. I don't trust this job. I know y'all love me. I know y'all are dating me, but I know I'm a side piece to you. And I know you'll drop me and cut me off any day. So instead of me being your side piece, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make you my side piece. Yes, I'm going to flip the script. You're going to be my side piece, and I'm talking to the job, and this is what you should be saying to your job. You're going to be my side piece from now on. I'm going to use you when I need you, use you when it's convenient, and then when I get something to replace you, off you go. Off you go. Now I'm replacing you. Oh, you want to break up with me? Oh, I got something for you. I'm breaking up with you. See, I don't need you. Yeah, so while you were over here, you thought you had me. Oh, no. Honey, you didn't have me. I had you. Because when I go home to another way of making money that does not include you. Appreciate the comments. Drop a comment or question if you have it, guys. And you've got to know that your job is not safe. You've got to know that you have got to create income. The only reason you go to the job is to get paid. So think about it. If that job wasn't there, how do you get paid? What do you do to make money? You're going to lose your house. You're going to lose your car. Your family's going to be disrupted. Do you know most relationships end because of finances? The money ain't right. The relationship ain't tight. Somebody got to take flight. Okay? I'm just telling you, money is a part of everything we do. Never sit back and say, I can make it through this life without needing money. The homeless person living on the corner in a tent needs money. You need money. So I'm going to share with you just a few things. I promise I'm going to get it out of your way. I didn't even know I would be on this long. Just felt it in my spirit to share with somebody. Just wanted to bless you. But here we go. I'm going to give you a couple things and then I'm going to bounce. If you want to be in the live training, the Zoom live training, please put middleman in the comments under any of the videos. You'll get a link. If you do not get a link, that means we have met capacity. We're not letting anybody else in. It's about a 45-minute training. I'm going to teach you all that I do to start my own business in 2020, made $77,000. This year, placed my wife. She's semi-retired because she works whenever she wants to, but we don't need her paycheck. She doesn't have to work. On pace to do $350,000 this year. It's not $1 million. I wish it was, and hopefully one day it will be. But I'm not doing this to teach you how to be rich. I'm doing this to teach you how to be free. Because what I know, and you don't know, but I know, is that time is more important than any amount of money. And I'm going to prove it to you. If I write you a check for $1 million, you can cash it today, have your $1 million. But the catch is you have no more time. You don't wake up tomorrow. Who's going to cash that check? Nobody. It could be $1 million. It could be $100 million. It could be $1 billion. It does not matter. Nobody's going to trade their time for money. And so, but we do it all the time. So I just want to talk you out of it. But if you want to get in that live training, put middleman in the comments. If you get an invite, be there. If you do not get an invite, I apologize. We hit capacity, so move quickly. All right, and you can put middleman under any of the videos to try to get a link. If it's not there, you guys missed out. But don't worry about it. You can go ahead, jump in the description for this video, click the masterclass, go straight to the masterclass, start your business ASAP. Got students doing anywhere from $3,000 to $4,500 in their first month out. I'm just telling you, I went from 77K to 350K this year. Do something so you don't have to always do this, right? 90% struggle, right? Live the life that they have to versus the life that they want to, right? So here's I'm going to write just a few, maybe 4 or 5 examples, and then I'm out of here, I promise. Okay? So let's go ahead and go with the first one. If you want to stay in a struggle life, all you need to think about and continue to do is trade your time for money. If you think about how do I make money, and the first thing crosses your mind is what extra time do I have I can sell? Hey, I work Monday through Friday. I'm off Saturdays and Sundays. I could sell Saturday and Sunday to the highest bidder, make money. That's trading time for money. I just showed you with my check example, that's a bad idea because you're going to run out of time, which means you're not going to make any money. You're going to run out of energy, strength, mental capacity, all of that. You get sick, you get hurt, money stops. You don't want to be in that position. Whereas the rich and the middle class, they're not going to say, freedom, 1, 2, 10%. The 10% is going to say, I'm not trading my time for money. I want my freedom. I'm going to trade money for time, meaning what? I'm going to start a business or some type of investment, flip a house, start a middleman business, bake cookies, whatever I got to do to where I'm making money and then I get to buy my time. So the example is this. If I make $50,000 on my job, that's fine. But the $50,000 costs me 40 hours a week. 40 hours a week for the month, it's about 160 hours. 160 hours for the year is about 3,000 hours that I spend to make the 50K. So if you make 50K over here on a job, you're going to spend about 3,000 hours per year. That's a lot of time. So in order to get the 50K, you have to sell that time. If you don't have that time, you don't have the 50K. You don't sell this, you don't get that, right? And so over here, I would say, hey, I'll make the same 50K you make, except I won't use a job. I'll use a business, right? And then that business is going to pay me the same 50K. But in order to work on a business, including like the business like mine, so say, for instance, you work 1 hour a day just promoting your business. That's really all you do. That's really all I do. So you promote your business 1 hour a day. So I'm going to spend 1 hour a day. And let's just say I do it 5 days a week. So now I'm at 5 days, 5 hours a week. For the month, it's going to be 20. So for the year, it's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, 240. Right? 240 for the year. Now you made 50K, I made 50K. Only difference, you used the job, I used the business. The job costs you 3,000 hours to make the same 50K. I run a part-time business from my phone. It only costs me 240 hours, right? So that's why I say, look, I'm plus 2,760 hours more than you. And we make the same amount of money. That's why I always tell you guys, it's not the money, it's how you make it. You made it on a job and then you don't even get the 50K. You get about 40 because you got this thing called taxes. I know what you're thinking. Well, you got to pay taxes with the business too. Correct. But there's a difference. I could take my taxes, say my taxes is the same. You pay 10K in taxes. Let's say you pay 10K in taxes and I pay 10K in taxes. The difference is you're going to pay 10K out of your paycheck before you even get paid. I'm going to pay the 10K at the end of the year. Not only that, I'm going to take the 10K and promote my company, invest it back into my company. Boy, I'm giving y'all a lot of information that I didn't think I would have to. And promote it back into my company. And the government's going to say, hey, I already got my 10K from you, sir, from your paycheck. And then the government's going to tell me, hey, for your middleman business, bro, you owe us 10K because you made 50 grand. I'm going to say, bet. But let me tell you, I allowed through your tax laws, I used the 10K to promote and grow my business. And the government's going to say, okay, cool. You don't owe us anything. That's called a write-off. Just a quick example, but now you know. And so, boy, I'm giving y'all some real game. This is a masterclass by itself. If you're getting blessed by this, smash the thumbs up. Let me know. If you're getting blessed by this, drop a comment, drop some fire emoji. Let me know if this is blessing you. And again, if you guys want to get into the training, put middleman in the comments below. If you're seeing it live or if you're seeing it later, put middleman. Please don't miss the training. If you think this is fire, wait till you get to the training. So time is money, and that's going to leave you in a struggle life. And then the 10% is going to come back and say, hey, money is time. You're going to sell your time for money. I'm not. Somebody said good value. I appreciate it. And then somebody's going to come back. The rich mindset is going to come back and say, nah, we're going to trade money for time. We're going to make the same amount of money you make, but we're not going to work half as much as you work. That's freedom, right? The other thing is, in order to trade time for money, you got to have this thing called a job. Remember, I just talked about it. Now you're tied to a job, your only source of income. I appreciate the thumbs up, guys. Let me know what city and state you guys are watching from. I appreciate it. I always want to know. Like I always say, I got people in different countries watching. I'm waiting on somebody to tap in from Wakanda because I know Wakanda's out there. I like to have fun, guys, if you don't know. But I am serious about changing your life. My kids are 3.5. Weston's 3.5. Renly's, she's almost 1. And my kids are going to learn how to do this. I'm not going to teach them how to go to college and get a degree. There's nothing wrong with that. But I know that ain't freedom. They're going to come out job dependent. No, not in my household. I'm going to teach them to be rich. You know why? Because maybe one day when I get old, my kids have a lot of money, they'll be able to take care of me. I think that far down the road. You better too. So you go out and you get a job. So you trade time for money on this thing called a job. This job gives you a paycheck, right? So you got a job. You can't get away from the job because you don't know any other way to make money except sell your time for money. The rich, the 10% is going to trade money for time, and they're not going to have a job. In fact, they're going to go out and create, and I'll just put B-I-Z for business. They're going to go out and create a business. So when you have to make money, I'll say, John, how do you make money? Man, I have to go to work. Yeah, I have to go to work. I got this job. I trade my time for money on this job. That's how I make money. And then you say to the rich guy, rich Randy, right? Hey, Randy. No, we'll say Rebecca, because we know women are smarter than men. Don't get mad, guys. I'm telling you they are. And we say, Rebecca, you're rich. Where do you get your money? Rebecca's going to say, oh, I have a business. Wait, you don't trade your time for money? No, I trade money for time. I'm going to the beach. Where are you going? I'm going back to work. See? That's the difference. So Rebecca is going to create a business. I advise you to create some type of business. I teach you how to start a middleman business. You don't have to do that. Just learn how to make money away from your job, right? And so the third thing, and I'm going to speed through this so you guys can get it because I've given you so much. You're going to trade time for money on a job for this thing, these handcuffs called a paycheck. You thought slavery was over? It's not over. They just transitioned. Yeah, they just transitioned from the farms to corporate offices. You didn't know that? Yeah, they don't use whips and chains and handcuffs no more to tie you to it. No. They use paychecks. You can't leave the plantation without your paycheck. You won't be going anywhere because you go out and you buy nice things, which means you need a what? Paycheck to pay for it. But I'm here to change your life. Just stick with me. So the rich is not going to say, hey, I need a paycheck. I need a job so I can get paycheck. They're going to say, no, I need a business so I can live off of cash flow. Cash flow is just money flowing to you consistently. So for instance, in my first year of starting my middleman business, I only made $77,000, which is not a ridiculous amount, but I was just learning, and that was 2020, and I was able to do it from home. So about on average, that was about $6,000 a month I was making here in Dallas. And so that $6,000 a month is called cash flow, right? So that I want you to know that's what cash flow is. When money consistently flows to you, like you're printing money, that's cash flow, right? As opposed to a paycheck. Whereas if you stop going to work, they're going to stop paying you. I stop going to work. It doesn't matter. My business is still running because it runs without me. Now I have a VA, a virtual assistant. I don't recommend you do that yet. Just let me teach you how to do business first, and then you can go back and get a VA. But learn your business first. That's more important, right? And you're not going to hear many people keep it that real, but it's more important to do it that way. Now you got a paycheck from your job where you sell your time for money. And then the next thing you do is you use your paycheck to pay all your bills. I told you, if anything happens to your paycheck, it's going to disrupt your whole life. You don't have your paycheck? How are you going to pay your bills? Don't end up homeless like me. This is a fast lane to being homeless. You don't want to be homeless, right? It ain't cute. I know you guys like the trauma bond and drama bond online and hashtag struggle life. That ain't fun. Stop posting that. Don't manifest that garbage into your life. Change the way you think. Change what comes in, right? Change your perception of what your life is and what you want your life to be. And then have perspective, right? So you want to get that job, trade your time for money on a job to get a paycheck to pay all your bills. Whereas I'm going to get a business that creates cash flow, and then that is going to pay all of my bills. So look at the difference. You need a job to pay your bills. I just need a business to pay mine. You work 3,000 hours, 3,000 hours a year on average to do that. I work with a business 240 because I'm part-time, do like 1 hour a day, just promote my business. That's it. I might pass out some business cards. I might email some friends. That's it. That's the hardest I work, right? I could literally wake up in my bed, open my laptop, make money, and go to sleep. I've awakened some days. My wife can tell you. I got 300, 600 in the account. I got up the other day. I had $1,000 in my account overnight. And the way that happens is in the middleman business, all we do is find customers for businesses. And then when we book the customers ourselves, we take a deposit and then we send the work to the business for them to do the work. Well, sometimes when I do that, or I don't do it now, my VA does it, and that started in January. But from 2020 to last year, I was doing it all myself. And so whenever I was doing it, I would put invoices out. So if a customer's like, yeah, I want to book with you, I want the job done, I want my house cleaned, I want my website designed, I want to get moved, because we do those 3 industries. And when the customers were like, yeah, I would love to do that, let me book with you. And then I'd be like, yeah, sure, let me go ahead and take the payment. And then they might be like, hey, I don't have my card with me. Hey, can I do it after work? Because we're texting. And that's fine. So I'd say, hey, let me get, and you get all this in my script. But the script would say, hey, let me go ahead and get an email address and I'll send you an invoice. And then as soon as you do that, you let them know, hey, the invoice is in your email. And if they're at work, they're like, bet, I'll get to it as soon as I can. And sometimes by the time I go to sleep at night, because I got young kids, so 9:30, I'm probably in the bed or crawling to the bed. And so by that time, because you guys know if you have young kids, when they go to sleep, you go to sleep. And then I'll wake up in the morning and I'll see that the invoices were paid while I was asleep. So when I say you could literally wake up to money, that's what I mean, right? And that's a fact. Told you I wouldn't lie to you. No fluff on this channel. I'm giving you the real deal. I wish I could sit on here and say, hey, you could quit your job in 10 days. Hey, you could make $1 million overnight. I wish, and I hope you do, right? Because people are like, hey, you guys are with that get rich quick scam. No, you know what the real scam is? Stay broke forever. That's the real scam. You better hope you can get rich quick. You know why? Because you're not going to live long enough to get rich slow. If you don't think money's about time, let me show you something. You can work for let's say most people are going to make $1 million in their life. No doubt. If you work 40 years making $25,000 a year, you made $1 million. Only problem was it took too long to make it. You can make the same $1 million in 4 years. That's a big difference. You live a different life than the person who made $25,000 a year for 40 years. Still $1 million, but who made it faster? That's the difference. All right, wrapping this up. Last thing, you're gonna pay your bills with paychecks. I'm gonna pay it with cash flow. By the way, guys, if you don't mind, screenshot this. I want you to get this. It's that important. Show it to your family. And the last thing, after you pay your bills, since you've been trained to be a good little boy and girl, and the banks have trained you and conditioned you well, programmed you well, now you're gonna take whatever's left, park it in the bank. Leave it there because you're scared to death of anything happening to your paycheck because you can't make money. Told you, you're living in a prison and you just ain't realize it, but it's prison. And now you're gonna take, and you don't know that life and time is gonna take that savings away. Just the way it is. And then all of a sudden, the bank's gonna say, thank you, sir, sucker, and take your money and then loan it out quickly so they can get rich while you park money in the bank and go home and hide. That ain't freedom. That's struggle life. That's prison. Whereas the rich and the middle class, they're going to be like, no, I'm not saving money to make the bank rich. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not saving money. You save money. I'm going to use money. Ooh, that's a powerful word. I hope it blesses you. I'm going to use money. You save it. I'm using it. You save it in the bank's going to get rich while your money just dies, right? When you take people who are dead, when you have somebody who's died, you take them to the graveyard and bury them. That's where dead people go, to the cemetery. When you have money that dies, you take it to the bank to bury it. That's the cemetery because you're not using it. You don't understand that money isn't useful until it is used. That's why the banks don't save money. They use it. You need to think like the bank. So instead of saving money, we're going to use money, create a middleman business, and make money, right? So you pay your bills, I pay my bills. You trade time for money, I trade money for time. You work 3,000 hours a year on a job, I work 240. I get all that time back. You go to your job, trade time for money to earn this thing called a paycheck. I start a business, trade money for time, earn something called cash flow. You run out of money, I don't. Bills come in, you pay it through your paycheck. Boy, that's tough. I pay it through cash flow. I don't care what the bills are. I can buy whatever I want. The business pays for that, not me. You got to sell your life over here to get a paycheck. I just have to be open. I have a VA. I don't even have to be there. She does all the work. Maria does all the work for me. Shout out Maria, my VA. She does all the work. You know what she does? Text me once a day and ask me a question. Hey, what do you want me to say here? What do you want me to do about this? Done. I get the alert at the end of the night. Hey, let me look at the account. Okay. $850 in for the day. Okay. Made $850. 10% goes to the VA. Pay her the $85 for the day. I'm free. Guess what I've been doing all day? Fishing, learning how to play golf. Trying at least. Right? And look at it. So I want you guys to screenshot this because this is the 90%. They keep telling y'all to do what everybody else is doing. And look at the 90% all struggling together. Don't go the way they're going. Go the other way. Get freedom. Be the 10%. Start a business. Start whatever you want. If you want to learn how to start a middleman business, be in the live training. I'll teach you what I do step by step, how I start my middleman business. Made $77,000 in 2020. This year on pace to do $350,000. Next year is going to be $500,000. I know. But you guys better learn now so that I can be with you on this journey and help you. Be in the live training. It's going to be on Zoom, about 45 minutes. Going to bless you and change your life. If you want to get that invite, put middleman in the comments below. If you do not get the invite, that means we are full and there's no more space. Only a certain amount of people are allowed because I have my reasons for that. It got chaos. There was chaos one time as I tried to do Q&A. Don't want that to happen again, so we're going to limit it. Get there early, be there, and I promise you it's going to change your life. Hope to see you in the masterclass. For the 90%, good luck. For the 10%, let's do it. Let's make it happen. See you guys later. Have a wonderful, blessed day. And please, please, please learn this before it's too late. Please start a business. These jobs are not safe, and you need to know that.